Mitchell hits 50 in Pear's reply. Peter Malan stole the headlines on day one. His 100 in a 200-run stand with Dom Sibley for the second wicket put the Bears in a supreme position at New Road, and they'd done well to consolidate, almost a 250 at the close of play. They didn't have wait too long to reach the mark and pick up their second batting bonus point of the match. 250 on the board, Rhodes and Lamb's partnership building nicely. With a Lamb boundary through the leg side, they ticked over to 50 runs together, and the same man brought the 300 up for the Bears. They put their foot down after reaching the mark, Rhodes blasting Baker for 6 as he headed towards a half-century. That came in more sedate fashion, 2 runs enough for Rhodes to pick up 50, the skipper reaching the mark off 85 balls, more for Worcestershire to endure. But Baker bit back, Rhodes removed on 60, caught by Libby as he looked for another big shot over the leg side. Spin had 2 in 2 overs. Sodhi got one to rag on Burgess. Prodigious turn, leaving the batsman looking dumbfounded. He had another, Lamb out playing LBW across the line, and the Pears had some momentum before lunch. But the Bears found their way to 350 before the break, still on top despite a flurry of wickets. Sodhi kept going after the break. Debutant Jake Lintott caught by Fell for 15. Craig Miles helped Norwell drag the total towards 400 runs, but the Worcestershire spinner wasn't to be denied a 5th, strangled down the leg side when the ball probably should have been put away. He wasn't done there though. His 6th brought the Warwickshire innings to an end. Side bottom LBW for 1, and the Bears all out for 395. It was another impressive showcase of spin bowling from Sodhi, but had probably come too late to spare Worcestershire. The total put on by Warwickshire was an intimidating one, and largely thanks to Malan, with decent knocks from Sibley and Rhodes taking them to the cusp of 400. What could the Pears do with their reply? Libby and Mitchell were comfortable early in their innings. Once again, the New Road wicket gave them the time to build, and they took that opportunity. A 50-run opening stand, a good way to get their innings up and running. And they were still unbeaten at the break. Mitchell with the lion's share of the runs, just 5 away from a 50, with the score 68 for none. There was no change to the score when Libby fell LBW to Norwell for 22. Fell managed just 2, LBW to Yates, the Bears finding momentum early in the session. But they couldn't prevent Mitchell from firing his way to 50 though. He'd slowed with the loss of his partners, but reached the mark off 91 balls. The hosts recovered, 100 up for the Pears, but still some way to go to parity. Boundaries were few and far between, but that wouldn't stop Haynes and Mitchell putting on 50 for the 3rd wicket. Mitchell had already gone past his best return for the season and was playing his way towards a century now. Haynes too looking for a milestone, 50 his target, and the pair took their side past 150 before the end of the day. They finished on 152 for 2, the day at an end after a decent display from the Bears, but they still have some way to go, trailing by more than 200 runs. That being said, both bats look well set and have the motivation of landmark totals in their sights.